everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest in video game news that you need to know about. So we are here to do it for you.
Hello.
See, this is what happens when you do a live show. Nothing works.
I know, right? I mean, can we just start over? No.
Sure.
Remember, this show is that's not how time works. This show is kid friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. I'm Lava Plays alongside, as always, the Court white T-shirt.
Yeah, sorry. I had to shovel my driveway. It's a huge snowstorm, so I was wearing a sweater, and then I had to put on like a toque and like the whole snowsuit outfit. So then you get overheated. So then when I came back in the house, I had to put on my PJs because I was too darn hot.
For the uninitiated, a toque is a beanie.
For this show is Canadian, so for you people are the uninitiated. Everybody else is understanding what I just said.
What are you, Pez? We are all say with Pez.
Pez
For the uninitiated, a toque is a former Boston Bruins goalie.
A toque is just half of a bird.
My daughter claimed my Winter Classic Boston Bruins hat from Gillette Stadium one, the one with the pom-pom. So today I had I like the one that they had at Fenway the first time with the stripes. You know the one I'm talking about, Pez?
That's one I
wear
have,
that. Yeah, that's the good one. My daughter today liked the pom-pom one. She's like, "Daddy, can I have this?" And I was like, "Yes, you can." So she just claimed it. I also have a Boston Bruins like hockey helmet toque that I got from the game one time.
Ooh.
It's like a helmet. It says TD Garden on it, so it's garbage.
Gotta get back up here and gear up. So it was kind of a slow day for video game news, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nothing really happened.
No.
I would rather be playing a video game right now because this game is
fair enough. So
are you talking about Fire Emblem?
Oh yeah,
no, I am definitely not talking about anything on the Switch. Mind you, my daughter did finish Mario 3D World with me this week. We finished it on Sunday.
Awesome.
I still say Odyssey's better, but 3D World's good.
As you got that Fire Emblem, you got that fire dog in you.
Dude, I love Fire Emblem. I'm about 20. I bought it Friday and I put in about 25 hours so far.
Rookie numbers.
Well, I had to stop myself from playing Monday because I didn't really work in the morning. I just played Fire Emblem while I worked from home, and then I was in the office all day yesterday.
How dare they monopolize your time?
No.
So sneaky game. I downloaded Paw Patrol Grand Prix on Games Pass. Believe it or not, I can do this now for free.
It's Game Pass. You don't
Pass.
You don't plural like game.
Games is passes.
You've done this before, so I'm just correcting you.
Games Pass. I literally just got the thing. I'm learning. I'm just a brain. I'm like a Twitter egg, but I'm green now.
You know, you don't have to call it. You don't have to call it Xbox Premium Plus.
Just don't call it late for dinner.
Is that what it was called originally?
No, that's just what.
Oh, you're making fun of PlayStation. Good, well played.
But it's funny for the difficulty because like my daughter's like, oh, can we play? But basically she means, can I watch you? They have for 1-star difficulty, it's a dog. 2-star difficulty, it's like the boy rider, and then for 3, it's like a grown person. And I'm like, and it's actually fun and challenging. I was shocked. I didn't win on 3 stars yet, but. She loved it. She loved like making all the dog noise, like, seeing all the dogs that she knows. But yeah, the different powers and stuff. I'm like, this is really deep for like a licensed game, and you can unlock like crowns and stuff. I'm like, I might play this when she's in bed. So shout out outright again for Paw Patrol Grand Prix.
We are all playing the same game after this. Please stop confusing yourself.
No. Well, Court is alluding to is today was an Xbox. What is the term? I call it a showcase, but what was it called?
Developer Direct.
Developer Direct. And they had 5 announcements, and they were all known ahead of time. Were they?
4 was
most
known.
Of them?
1 was.
4 was known, and that's our favorite one.
Yeah, seriously. Well,
so
there was a Tango Games game was leaked a couple days, but the game itself wasn't. Just saying that Tango Games had a new game coming out. That's all that was leaked, and I think the reason being is. Subsequently, I found out that there was people out in the UK that have been playing this game that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So maybe that's how it leaked. But like, I went back and did a little digging, and I was laughing because I guess all the PlayStation fanboys were like, "Oh, this game is coming to PlayStation, whatever game they're about to announce tomorrow." How embarrassing is it going to be to announce a game that's coming to PlayStation? Well, it's not. It dropped on Game Pass today, and we're going to talk about it.
That's right. So let's go down the list first. I'm just going to go in order of how it appeared. The first one was Minecraft Legends, and this is a game that it's like Minecraft based. It's PvP, but it's not just like you go around like bopping people. It sounds, or it has a PvP mode, but you have to like create a base and then raid the other person's base. This seemed very much like a PES game because I know you got into the Minecraft.
Well,
No,
It's not
like
so.
didn't you play a Minecraft game when you used
So
to
I
stream?
played Minecraft Dungeons, which is like a dungeon
Great game.
crawling. What are they called? ARPG or whatever. This is more like a PvPvE base building defender game, and that's not my style.
This is like
I don't-
Age of Empires, StarCraft, Warcraft. That's what
Yeah,
this is.
yeah.
Oh,
It's,
maybe I will like.
Yeah, Milwaba. I'm gonna love this game.
Yeah, honestly, it might be more of your alley than mine, but it's not. I mean, I think it's a great. First off, before we even talk about the stuff in it, I think it was a great direct, developer direct, and I think there is a game for everybody in this direct. Okay, Xbox, we've talked about it before. Xbox needs W's, and with this in 2023, and with this direct, it seems like they hit on a few W's, and that's important. And not everyone's gonna like every game. I unfortunately watched it on YouTube where the chat was super toxic the whole time. For those live things, I always hide the chat because it's ridiculous. But there is literally a game for everybody depending on what you like. I think Minecraft Legends is going to be pretty neat. I like that they're going out of the box with the Minecraft IP. You know, they did it with Dungeons. I thought Dungeons was pretty good. Me and my friends played it on our Tuesday Night 2 crew. We had a fun time with it. Obviously, I played original Minecraft with my daughter. She loves it. I can do without it. But I think Legends is gonna be. I think Legends is gonna be great. And I think it'll be fun, and it looks fun, but it's not. I'll definitely try it out because it's on Game Pass and it's included in my subscription. But it's not. It didn't tick the box for me.
Didn't until you said StarCraft.
Yeah, so I was excited for this game originally, but then after the direct, it wasn't my number one stunner. Like I was excited it only because I thought Dungeons was very innovative and very fun to play in the Minecraft world. It's a lot like the Lego games where the Lego games do something different. So I was like, okay. And so then when I saw this, as someone that likes StarCraft, likes Civilization, likes Age of Empires, likes those type of games, and I was like, oh my God, you build a base and like then you attack. I'm like, ooh, I don't think it's going to be a game that I would spend a lot of time in, but I think it's a game that I would definitely spend a weekend in and possibly get addicted to for like a week. But it looks like fun. And that's it. Like it doesn't look like a game I'm like, oh, this is gonna be game of the year. But it's the power of Game Pass. It's the hey, like Pez said, this direct had something for everyone, but at the same time, Pez hit the nail on the head with saying it's on Game Pass, so he's just gonna try it anyways. So it's not like
Yeah.
when a game's on Game Pass, you're not like, oh, when it's not on Game Pass, you're like, should I buy it? This one's like, hey, it's there, so I'm just gonna play it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Like that's literally what you can do with things. So I really liked the direct. I thought they did a very good job of hitting us with dates, except the one game. We'll talk about that when we get to that game. Um, I thought they showed something that they have for the next year. I really like the fact that Nintendo started this a long time ago with their directs, and I think they did a very good job with it. I think E3 and the Game Awards should be here's what's coming in the next couple of years. And then we should just get these directs throughout the year and be like, here's what's coming in the next 6 months. And then you get another one. Or if there's a big game here, you do one on its own. Otherwise, you just do here's what's coming in the next 6 months. And then you have two directs and maybe two other ones if there's a big game or you're putting in a big software or anything like that. Otherwise, Game Awards and E3, here's you go with these huge games that are coming out in the next couple of years. I like that setup in the format.
And they spent a lot of time too on each game. It wasn't just like a sizzle reel. It's like, no, we're gonna show you like 10 to 15 minutes. And I feel like at what like you mentioned like a Game Awards, like you don't get that type of attention. I don't know if you have to pay for it, but like you know what I mean. Like it's just these would not get the attention they got now. And I don't think any of them went too long.
No, and at an E3, you don't want a 15-minute developer deep dive into Redfall right? You're just like, okay, show me Redfall. Okay, show me the next thing. Okay, show me the next thing, because that's what we have been. That's kind of what we've been conditioned with, like
Mhm.
the Game Awards and E3 is just show me sizzles over and over and let me get hyped. I think these directs, again, I've always been a huge fan of them, being a Nintendo fanboy, and I like that everything that they showed has a release date except for Forza Motorsport, which says 2023, but I kind of go back and forth on if it's gonna actually meet a 2023 deadline. But even then, Xbox in the next 6 months has what, 5 first party games coming out, right?
Mhm.
So they have Hi-Fi that came out today. Hi-Fi Rush came out today. We'll talk about it. They have Starfield coming out.
He's getting ahead of it now, eh? Bob
I
was like,
know
I gotta go name everything. Paz is just like, let's drop it all.
No, it's fine.
they have Redfall coming out, right? Minecraft Legends is coming out,
Yes, now,
right?
but
So
Redfall is coming out a week before a certain game that's dropping on Switch. So we can get into that conversation too.
yeah, let's, because I don't remember. Oh, yes, I do. I lied. I remember now. It just triggered.
So are they pulling a Sony and putting a game out to die? We'll see.
What game? I don't
Maybe.
know.
Legend
A
of Zelda
little
comes out a
Oh.
week
Legend of
before.
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
It's so bad. I
A
don't.
game that
I
I'm
really
not gonna
don't.
play, but I know the way it's gonna work, and I even look at the way God of War released. The week before, all of the reviewers, and luckily myself, we were playing this game, so it was in the zeitgeist. The game releases, everybody else is playing it, they're loving it. The second week, everybody's still playing it. Third week, crickets. You still have people playing it, but it wasn't in the conversation anymore.
Mhm.
And so for Redfall, it really needs to take a hold in that first week, because Zelda is going to chew up every bit of conversation from everybody. From everybody. Like, even if you're not playing the game, you're going to be talking about Zelda. You're going to be, the way gamers work, you're either going to be trashing it, even though you haven't played it, because it's the console war people do, or you're going to be talking to how great it is or how bad it is, or how annoying it is that your weapons degrade and you've got to, you know, repair them or get a new one, because that's annoying.
Sure
Um,
is.
and so we'll see. It's just unfortunate because I thought Redfall looked very good to me. I really
Oh,
like
let's
the
talk
look
about
of it.
Redfall now. Like, tell me, go into your full impressions from the like,
So
was it 10 minutes?
yeah. So they gave it 10 minutes, but I was so when I saw it at the Xbox showcase. And when just recently they showed us a little bit earlier, a couple weeks ago, I think it was, or like a month ago, they showed us stuff and they gave a little bit of a dive into it in an interview talking about it. And the developers were saying it's a lot like Far Cry with regards to gameplay, but there are stats and there's loot and there's all the good stuff that can hook you in. And I really like the presentation of it. I will say that the vampires themselves, like the enemies, they looked kind of meh. They didn't look that good. They looked a little cartoonish, but that's okay. If they're not going for horror realism, then sure, cartoonish is fine. Because we're just going out there to shoot them. But it's looking like there's DLC that's dropping as well, which so you can right now, if you have Game Pass, because this is day and date on Game Pass, you can get the Redfall Bite Back upgrade. So that gives you, like, I guess, the definitive edition. It's 35.09 Canadian, so like probably like $20 American. And it includes Redfall Hero Pass with 2 future heroes. Right there, that tells me, and I know it perked Pez up when I first said it. That means we're going to be getting more content from this game, including heroes. Because right now we only got the 4 that we can choose from. It also comes with a weapon skins, knife stake weapon attachment, which we saw in the trailer there. If you notice, the rifle and the shotgun had a stake attached to it. So that is part of this. And then the Northern Expedition Divider outfit, Eyes in the Dark Jacob outfit, War Clothes Engineer Volunteer outfit. And then the pre-order also gives you level 2 Unrivaled Grim Tide Shotgun, Polar Vortex multi-weapon skin, and Blood's Ravager stake weapons attachment. Now, it doesn't say anything about like future DLC, which is interesting because the fact that we're getting extra heroes, so maybe it's more like Back for Blood, and they'll just the extra levels or whatever the end game is going to be free. But I do think Xbox could have a hit on their hands with this. And the only reason I say that is because it's on Game Pass. If the combat is like Far Cry, which everybody seems to enjoy, most people like the Far Cry games. If it's there and the game is on Game Pass, I don't see how people don't stick to it, except for that whole Legend of Zelda thing. That hurts. That hurts.
So what Xbox needs is for Redfall to become the multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need for the hook. So I can spend my week, after work, pre-podcast, post-podcast, playing Legend of Zelda and going nuts. And Friday night, my buddies are like, hey, let's all play Redfall. Right? Because Legend of Zelda, I'm gonna say with 99% confidence here that it's gonna be a single player game. Right. So like me and my friends aren't going to play Legend of Zelda unless all of a sudden there is a Legend of Zelda faction war that I don't know about mode. Right. And Nintendo Switch Online barely works as it is. So it's not like we're going to, I'm going to get very far in it. So Xbox and Arcane and Bethesda, they need to hope that in May, it is the multiplayer game that you and your buddies are going to go play for a few hours. And you know what? That's good enough. You can spend a Friday night with you and your buddies playing it, or, a couple nights a week. Like, this isn't going to be a game that people dump 40 hours into in the first week. It's just not. It's a multiplayer game. Like, yeah, there's a single player aspect to it. The AI, hopefully they're not dum-dums like in Back 4 Blood, but they probably will be. It's a game you want to play with your friends. You need to play when your friends are available. That's not going to be every night.
And the bad part is, whoever's the host, they get the progression and no one else does.
What?
Ooh, hopefully they fix that. I don't like that.
So just to let you know, when we play, I'm the host.
That's fine. I don't need. It's interesting because everybody says that this game is like looks good and stuff like that, and it's funny because I was telling them beforehand. I'm like, I would not play this game if it weren't for both of you. Now it's based in Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's obviously. I mean, already it starts at an 8.5. But it's not like I don't play Far Cry. I don't like spooky things, typically. But Port and Pez are like, hey, we get to play together and shoot stuff. I'm like, all right, fine. And now I can play it for free. So yeah, if you had to pay for this, I wouldn't be in. So it's just another I don't know. It's again, this might just be me being new to Game Pass. But it's interesting how things change. Goes from a game I probably wouldn't even think about to now, okay, cool, I'll check it out. Why not? And hopefully I like it, and I know I'm going to enjoy playing it with both of you at least, so that'll be fun.
Well, one of the reasons I was so excited for this, I am excited for this, is Arcane has a great list, a great pedigree. Prey and Dishonored are fabulous games. I don't know if you guys have played them, but I very much enjoyed both of their offerings. So I am, it's kind of dumb, but like I believe that they can do a good job. So that excites me. Also, there doesn't seem to be a battle pass. Will there? Who knows? But
I would think that in that Redfall Bite Back edition, there would be a battle pass mentioned. There isn't.
Well, also too, there's no XP boost in what you mentioned, Court, for the bonus stuff. So
no, there isn't. It's all about the weapon.
That's a good sign in my opinion. It's not like, get 15% XP boost for 2 hours and buy Doritos.
It sounds like the stats are just there to level up your character, but that's just to get like these special powers.
Yeah, that is an incredible analogy, by the way. I mean, you're right, but I think again, if we want to circle back to the Legend of Zelda stuff, this has to be the multiplayer game. They have to stick people, or they're not gonna, or it's just gonna, like Court said, week 1 and week 2 it'll take off, and then week 3 no one's playing it.
I would hate to see that, but hey, that's a risky run when you mess with the Mario alliteration. Another game they talked about, and this will be kind of interesting because it's Forza Motorsport. Now, Court, I know you like Forza, or you've played it, enjoy it. But like, do you guys
like Forza Horizon? Yes.
Yeah. I don't know the difference between Horizon and Motorsport. Are you guys racing fans?
Is like Gran Turismo.
Oh, and so it's simulation.
Horizon is more of like Need for Speed, but better. No offense. like way better. I'll be honest. I was out of racing sims for a really long time, and then when I played Forza Horizon, I was like, oh boy, it sucked me back in. Like that game is a lot of fun. So, like Pez said about Game Pass, Motorsport, I don't know if it's a game for me, but I'm gonna try it. It looked beautiful, but my biggest worry from that whole presentation is it didn't have a date. It just said 2023, and that tells me that they're not sure if this game is coming in 2023, because if we've learned anything about video games and release dates, when they just give you a year, 9 times out of 10 the game don't make it.
That was the weakest, I think, showing, in my opinion, not just because of the date, but because they literally spent the whole time being like, oh, check it out. If you go in mud, mud's going to be on your car. Oh, if you hit something, you're going to see a ding. Like, dude, cool beans. Like, why do I want to play this? Like, well, if you get a Hemi, it's going to sound different. It should. Like,
Well,
my Mario Karts looked and sound different.
the reason why they pointed all that stuff out is because that's what the racing community cares about, right? So this is motorsport is mostly track racing. So if you're racing and it's dirty, they want to see your car be dirty, and that's it. And if it's not, and if you're playing 4K 60 frames on your 80-inch TV, like they want to see that. It's all about realism with Forza Motorsport. It's all about realism. So they are crafting it so that you get the experience you get on Saturday morning watching F1, right? It's the same thing with sports gamers. We want realism. We want our game to look like the game we watch on TV. So this is no different. That's why they spent so much time talking about the ray tracing and all of the images of the cars around you on, all the different finishes, and why dirt, sits on the back fender, not on the back right fender, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we as casuals may not care, but the racing community definitely cares about that.
It's interesting. And also there's people in the chat at youtube.com/3dads in a console saying, I actually care about the realism of the paint. And they did a quick mention about car building and tuning. Big if true. And that's also the point of the simulation style. It's supposed to emphasize the realism. It might be something I don't get, something we don't get. It's interesting because, I mean, as Cord explained it, so there's Horizon if you want something a little more arcadey, let's call it. I don't think it's an arcade racer.
Like street racing.
Yeah. Or if you want track racing, F1 racing, you do this. And I don't, that's not for me, and that's fine. But it's interesting how they choose to showcase. They have a lot of different games that appeal to a lot of people, and then they have like this niche one. Like, I feel like every other one could be enjoyed by like a large variety, but this one is like, seems like it's only a certain group. And I'm not disappointed or mad over it. Like, I don't have to play everyone,
that's
but
the power of Game
it's
Pass.
interesting.
Like Waba, you now have an Xbox which has Game Pass. So guess what? You can play it, and you don't like it, you just move on.
Maybe I'm
Because
just
there's
used to
always a
Sony
game.
people being mad about it. If this was
No.
announced for PlayStation, people like Gran Turismo, like whatever, they're like, oh,
People
this
be
stinks.
losing
It's
their
not for
minds,
me.
and it's the greatest thing ever. I want to play it. I really, really, really like Forza Horizon. So I have a funny feeling I'm gonna like this game. Like I got back into racing sims. So this one is more of a racing sim. It's not more arcadey, but I want to play it. I want to see it. I want to have some fun with it. But there's other games that they talked about. We can go into length into Forza Motorsport, but
I
they
only want
had
to play
more to
Forza
talk
if they have a
about.
PT Cruiser from like.
Let's just talk about the game we really want to talk about.
All right, here we go. It is called Hi-Fi Rush, and it is out now. You want to know what gets gamers jacked up? Having a conference and saying, oh, by the way, it's live right effing now. Go download it. It's like, oh my God. And I picked up my phone. I went to Games Pass app. I downloaded it from my phone because I live in the future. And it looks awesome. Court, you spent a little bit of time with it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this was the game where they started showing it. So we heard Tango Gameworks, we heard they do. I love their build up to it. Apaz, he was like, we do Evil Within too. Like the way they were having fun with it and making fun. Like these guys make horror games, and they made a rhythm hack and slash game. Like, oh my goodness, like it looks unbelievable. It's got it's minor open world esque but it's not really. It's still a linear path that you're going on. The graphics in it are the artwork in it just looks great. It looks like an 80s cartoon, and it's just so much looks like Sunset Overdrive, but it's like Sunset Overdrive with Jet Set Radio with the rhythm aspects. It has humor. It just looks like a fun game. And it's the first time in a long time where I'm watching it and almost everybody was like, I can't wait to play this game. Because once again, it's on Game Pass and you can just go play it. And we all sit there and we're all just like, oh, this and that. And oh, what about this game? And no one is going, that game looks garbage. And
Mhm.
if they do, they're like, hey, it's just not a game for me. But at the same time, they're like, but I'm going to give it a try because it's on Game Pass. It's very rare you watch a conference and you have a game that drops on the day of the conference and everybody's like, I need to go play this game. Besides PT, I think PT was the last time we even got a demo, and that was just on a demo where everybody was like talking about it. This comes out and everybody is ecstatic, but in a way of positivity.
Mhm.
And also, we get a developer that has never made a game like this get to make a game and proving the point that when Xbox took over all these developers and they told them make whatever you want, they meant it. And I'm hoping, and this is my hope, that we're going to still get those big AAA games. But at the same time, we're going to get, hey, if you want to make a smaller game, go ahead, make that smaller game. We're not going to stop you.
I love studios that can do this. I can't. The biggest one I can recall making a big shift like that, and it's like, granted, we didn't know a lot about this beforehand, or at least not in the US, but Guerrilla going from Killzone, which I thought was amazing, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do some open world game about like third person fighting robots. Everyone's like, okay, and it was great. And then look, you have Evil Within, which is horrifying, zombie, and now they're like, hey, let's just do this like little pop, rock thing. It's just silly, man. I don't know. It looks really
It,
fun.
I played about 25 minutes and all I want to do is go back and play it.
I love rhythm games. That's how that really got me into like, I don't know, recent gaming, streaming at least. So the fact that they added an element there, like that's something I'm very excited for. Usually the rhythm games I play are like like Japanese and you hit buttons at certain times. So the fact that you actually get to play a fighting, hack and slash, but you have to do it on beat, that's very cool to me. And there's a lot of those coming out. There's like not a lot of big games, but there's a lot of like other games like that leaning on the rhythm aspect, and I think that's really fun. Pez,
I was
your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I watched it and I was in right away. Immediately in. It reminded me very much of Crypt of the Necro Dancer and Cadence of Hyrule, which are fantastic games. So I am a rhythm game fan. I played all the rock bands and all the Guitar Heroes, and I played, again, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, Cadence of Hyrule. So to see that, to see the art style, I was immediately in. Saw it. I said, I was in my Discord with a couple people. We were watching it, and I said, I'm playing this game. I can't wait. I got to see when it comes out. They said, hey, it comes out today. So I will be downloading it post podcast and giving it a run. It's going to be great. I am very excited. I like the some of the bands that they showed in the trailer.
It starts with the Black Keys, like right away.
As made
Should be
famous
fun.
by Winter Classic, the Black
Right,
Keys.
the very first thing when you turn the game on, it's like the Lonely Boy song comes on, and it says the Black Keys, the Lonely Boy, and it's like a music video, and you're playing. Oh, so good.
What I absolutely dig about this game is Court mentioned that there is a streamer mode for it.
What?
So you're not gonna get DMCA'd on YouTube if you stream this game to the tube. You know what I mean?
That's
So
huge.
not only that, but they're forward thinking in making sure that you're not getting strikes for playing their game, which I also got to give them credit for.
Let me rant about that for a bit because I love that. There are so many games, some of these streams on Twitch, that like you have to finagle either OBS, turn your game audio down, or you just have to like not care. Like I play NHL with the soundtrack on, and I get like it mutes my VOD. It's like, dude, they literally paid for the license of these games, and so what happens on certain games that have music in it is people just don't do them. Here's an example: Fuser. Fuser would get you yeeted. Fuser, made by Harmonix, is shutting down because nobody cared about it, even though it was spent all the money to be at PAX, which I thought it was a great game, but I can't stream it and show it to other people, so then it's just me hitting buttons in my, like, that's a game you want to experience with people, and you don't get the hype from it. So something like this, that's like, we have some great songs in it that you are going to love. However, we want people to be able to talk about it, to get hype about it. We're going to drop it today. And so now you get to stream it and you don't get yeeted. Like, especially like a big, like, you don't have to worry about getting a strike. God forbid you get one on Twitch. Like, you know, like, I know YouTube like, you don't want to get demonetized on YouTube. Like, too, it's really important, like, especially with marketing. Like, yeah, you can throw out a trailer, but having this, like, oh God, I hate the word influencer marketing. It's so, like, I also hate it, but it's a very intimate marketing where it's not just something on a screen, but you're having somebody that you like, who you watch, and whose opinion you respect, generally, not my community, and they're telling you that they like something, and
you do suck though.
shock, classic. But they're telling you, hey, this is a fun game, let's experience it together, maybe encourages other people. That's how you do it. And that's so important, and there's so many companies that don't do it.
But once again, I think one of the biggest things about this game is if you have Game Pass, you just download it. Like, it wasn't like when we watch a PlayStation showcase or a Nintendo showcase, if they said the game is available today, you got to go buy it. So is everybody going to do it? But everybody has Game Pass. Literally went and downloaded. We're just sitting there. We're all doing it. We're all on our phones, just sitting there waiting for it to show up in the queue so that we could download it to our console. Because everybody's like, well, I'm going to try it. And that was the beauty of this conference today. It was like they didn't have to tell you. Every one of us watching it was like, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. And then what did they do? The conference is over and they go on Xbox Wire and they're like, oh yeah, on the 27th, GoldenEye drops and Age of Empires 2 drops. And they were just like, here's the rest of the games that are coming to Game Pass. And you're just like, well, Hot Wheels Unleashed, all of it, all coming to Game Pass.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Hot Wheels is so good. So I think you get all the Batman stuff because it's like the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, well, you can buy the Batman stuff.
Oh, it doesn't come with it. That's too bad.
Hold on, I'll double check to see what edition
because PlayStation came out with it, but I remember like I'm playing with my daughter.
Version is never the Game of the Year edition.
No, well, of course, I would have to buy it on PlayStation.
Waba, it is the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC. They also said Darkest Dungeon is coming to, and once again,
that's huge.
This is Game Pass, right? So you have Grind Legends is coming to cloud, and then you have Age of Empires, which is usually a PC game, coming to cloud and console because it's already on PC. Then you have GoldenEye 007 coming to cloud and console, so we can all play multiplayer in that. Darkest Dungeon coming to cloud, console, and PC. Hot Wheels Unleashed Game of the Year edition with all the DLC, cloud, console, and PC. Hi-Fi Rush, cloud, console, and PC. Incolante, something, it looks a lot like a Pentiment game, cloud, console, and PC. It's a game preview. And then JoJo, but not to be confused with the Outright Games JoJo game, cloud, console, and PC.
JoJo! Is that Jotaro in my Game Pass?
Yeah.
Nani desu ka?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. I didn't even
Bizarre
read that
Adventure
far.
thing? All-Star Battle? Yeah,
dude, I didn't. Yo, catch me throwing these hands.
Is Waba getting it like? Oh, also they also announced all the Elder Scrolls Online, all the old DLC, everything is coming to Game Pass.
What am I getting for PlayStation this month? Am I getting Billy Bungus 2? The Streets?
Yeah. So here's Billy the thing, Waba. Now that you're part of the Let's Play on 2 consoles, now you understand why Pez and I sometimes, when they have a good month for Game Pass, we're just like, I'm eating good this month. And we already know what we're going to play for the next couple months on Game Pass. We know what's coming. And that's not including the AAA or the AA non-first party studio games that you know are coming.
Dude, GoldenEye's going to be so funny because you're going to get all the boomers like us. And there's going to be 2 people. Ones that are like absolutely humbling.
Hold on. Can we back up? You are not like me and Pez. You are a youngin'.
I'm sorry.
We are the boomers.
I grew up in it. I grew up in the GoldenEye. You think I had the screen, you know, people coming at me with a Moonraker laser with their stupid little odd job hats? But you're going to have people that are like, oh man, nostalgia, this is so cool. Then you're going to have people be like, this game is old.
I don't care. I can't wait to play it. It comes out on the 27th. So right now I got Hi-Fi, and then I'm going to be playing GoldenEye.
Wait, GoldenEye
Dead
this
Space comes
27th.
out this weekend, and I literally was gonna buy it, and I'm not anymore. And it's one of my favorite games, but I know that I can play. I'm gonna be playing these two. I'm like, well, what's the point? These are what I'm gonna be playing this weekend. So I'm gonna be buying Dead Space. I want to play these games, so I'm gonna play them. I played Dead Space before. I
That's-
want to play Dead Space so badly. Trust me, it's one of my favorite games of all time. But I'm just saying,
I
yeah,
hope so. But we yeah, it's crazy. Wait, GoldenEye's coming out on Friday?
27th. Yeah,
The 27th of January in the year of our Lord 2023. In 2 days, we get to
Game
play
Pass.
GoldenEye.
Game Pass.
To quote
Eee.
Waba Plays, Nani?
Xbox did a very good job today giving us a direct when they needed a win. Xbox needed a win badly.
Yeah. Cool.
And I think they got one today. Regardless of if not every game spoke to you, they dropped a game today that I would say 80% of their user base is going to play. As long as they watch the direct. If you're watching the direct and you're into everything and you're not just a Call of Duty and Madden person, you're probably going to play this game. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, because Xbox gamers are usually on the older side. Oh yeah, you get GoldenEye this weekend, and we're all gonna try it.
Try it. Dude, I want to know, dude,
They
people are
just
going to
gave us
speed run
Persona.
it.
They just
gonna
gave
be
us all the
sick.
Persona games. They also just gave all the Elder Scroll games, and they're giving us Age of Empires 2 console edition. I don't know, man. That's a lot. That covers like anybody that wants to play a game. It covers them all.
I had to not play Persona 3 because I was having a literal moral conundrum about which main character to start, so I just started Persona 4 again. I was panicking.
Waba, can I ask you a question? If it wasn't for NHL, what console would you be playing on currently right now?
It's funny because you're gonna hate the answer. I consider myself still a Sony gamer, and
No,
that's still my main
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
console.
I'm console agnostic.
I'm
I
not.
consider myself. I'll play on PC. I'll play on Xbox. I'll play on the Switch. I'll play on the Switch for Nintendo games, but nothing else. I'm not playing any third party on the Switch. But I will play on the Xbox. I'll play on if the game is on Game Pass, it's on Xbox. I don't care if the game is on PlayStation. I'm playing it on Xbox.
If I can get it on, yeah, PlayStation's still my main console, and
Okay,
like
in the last since you've gotten your Xbox, how much have you used it?
so I played High on Life. I finished that, and I really didn't play a lot until Persona came out. Granted,
Persona's
that
a
was
big
during
game, isn't it?
yeah, but it's only like 6 gigabytes. It's crazy.
No, that's
It
not what I'm
looks
saying. It takes
no,
a
I
lot
know
of
it's
hours.
like an 80-hour game. So I started playing it. I know you said like because last week when we talked, you were like, oh, they're gonna uprise it. It's not gonna look like old game is old. It's weird because it has like the old versions, but you're right. Like the background, everything is like what do you call it? Upres? I don't.
So
It's
it
cleaned
is.
up.
It's smart delivery. It's called on Xbox, and they will make every old game look good. The HDR will be on. I don't know, man. They make old Lego games look good.
I don't know. I have to get into 3. Did you start 3 yet, Pez, on Xbox?
No, I played it on my Vita. Plays Persona 3 Portable. I didn't like it. So it's on my list, but it's not high on my list right now.
So Persona nerds, here's the thing. So I want to play 3. Court's gonna roll his eyes, and I'll be able to hear the roll.
Why? Play
Just
your
listen.
Persona. If you like,
Listen to
that's
this
the-
sentence.
that's the
No,
best thing
because
about
it's
Game Pass.
because
There are
oh my
two
God.
main characters
It's
that I'm
it's
struggling
because
with.
of the reason why he's struggling.
Okay, so I've done extensive research on this. There's a
No,
there's a male canon character and a female character. The male character, it is a more depressing, somber tone because he's a sad boy, and that is the overall theme to the game. So you get
That
a
sounds like something you would love.
more true experience. However, the girl, I believe, Pez, fact check me, is that voiced by Laura Bailey?
Fact checking. Well, I know she's
It's Rise Kujikawa. Oh,
yeah. Persona 3 voice.
And this is important.
So, but
Let me
regardless,
land.
you're having a conversation with me right now about all the Xbox games you want to play right now. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, honestly, if I really had a Persona urge, I'd play on my Vita. Come on, but
Who is the what's the name of the female?
it's female
protagonist?
male character FEMC, Persona 3 voice.
Hold on.
It's Laura Bailey.
Is it?
Yeah. So
So
here's
Waba's
the
picking
dilemma.
her.
She is
There you
the
go.
voice of the interest in Persona 4. And also, there's also social links with your team, so you get to learn more about him. And people actually like her in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not as depressing. And I'm struggling because
What did you do the first time you played?
I started with the male one because I
Okay,
didn't know
so
any better.
how about this? I just made the decision for you. You're going to be the female.
I'm a struggle. So here's the thing: the way you summon your persona is an invoker.
It's a video.
You put a pew pew against your persona launches.
So
it's dark.
So
Dude.
it's
Persona
not a
3
comedy.
is dark.
Not a comedy. And then you start a Persona 4 and everything's all happy and your guardian likes you. It's crazy. Then you go back to Persona 5 and everybody treats you like dirt. and a felon, which you are.
Persona 6, everyone's gonna love you again.
Oh, God, I need that in my life. So anyway, I don't want to go to as deeper into that rabbit hole, but just Persona boys know what I'm doing.
No.
Any final thoughts about the showcase or just the lineup that you mentioned?
Xbox got a W today. Good for them, and they needed one.
Yep, big dub. And you know what? It makes me interested to see what a Starfield Direct is going to be like. Honestly.
Oh, Waba, remember you're going to play that game this year too.
That's so weird because we were having this discussion 4 months ago, and you said, "Is that game going to make you do it because it's Fallout in space?" And I said, "I don't know." And here we are. I'm one of the X boys. Also,
well,
shout out.
It's just you like think about it right now. You're like usually when we say something just dropped on Game Pass and it's just me and Pez like gushing over like I'm gonna play this game. Now you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna play that game too.
Let me tell you why I had such a good first impression.
Developers Direct today, Waba. You wouldn't have done that.
Oh no, I wouldn't have cared. But also too, so I did a review and unboxing on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/console. Check it out. It was fun, and I tried to open it like a collector because I can't handle actual life.
Weird.
Yep. And so Pez tweeted it out because he's way better at this stuff than me. And Xbox replied at Xbox and said, "Welcome to the family, Waba." You know how much support I've been giving those other guys? Not one like. The Xbox team replied to me, and you know what?
I will say Xbox.
That was very cool.
Social game and advertising is top notch.
I would put them up there with Chili's. If you don't get it, that's fine.
No, I get it. I know.
Chili, you guys get it. You guys know.
We have almost talked about this for an hour. Forget the other topics; they're out the window. But like this is look, Waba. You just talked to Xbox for almost an hour.
That's weird. Well, who am I? The old Waba wouldn't have done that. I've changed.
No,
man.
The old Waba wouldn't even have cared. It would just been me and Pez talking the whole time.
Dude, free games and fame have changed me.
Well, they're not
What's going
free.
Xbox tweets at me one time, and I just can't. They can't get them out of my head.
But think about it. We're getting Ghostwire Tokyo. We'll get Ghostwire Tokyo this year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get Redfall.
Yep.
Forza Motorsport. I doubt it. Minecraft Legends. And Starfield. That'll be the releases this year. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then whatever indies or whatever gets sprinkled in and around.
My guess is Cult of the Lamb will come to Game Pass. That's a must. That's a very Game Pass type game after it's already been popular. That's definitely going to come to Game Pass. And then we're going to get like Waba, think about you're going to get Dead Space right now that comes out on Friday. Well, 6 months from now it's on Game Pass.
Happening.
I kind of wish Waba didn't get it in Xbox because he called us X Boys, and I don't. The term X Boys is like a backyard wrestling tag team that like playing off of D-Generation X. Like, oh, we're the X Boys, X Boys. Someone's going like this. The other guy's screaming like X gonna give it to you because we're the X Boys.
Family Feud during Steel.
The X Boys.
The X Boys. Oh gosh.
It's better than the ones on the other side. What do you call the Sony ones? The P brains.
The P boys, yeah, the P babies.
Oh, stupid.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it was a great direct. They did a good job.
I know we skipping topics because this was a really good day for Xbox. But let's talk about Sony things a little bit. And it's only Last of Us TV show.
Oh yeah.
We went very in depth on episode 1. We are not going to go as in depth again because it's toward the end. But we've all watched it.
X Boys for the whole episode.
The X Boys, dude. That need an X Boys shirt in the store now. Let's talk about Last of Us. Pez, you
We still don't even have a
specifically.
Nintendo nerd. Like we don't have the Pez Nintendo nerd shirt.
Oh, we'll make
I
it up.
can't be the editor and the store guy. Someone else has
So
to take
you know
it.
what?
Oh, I'm
You
not
know who I want to hear from?
the star guy.
I
That's
want to
easy.
hear from a person that put out a tweet saying he thinks he is going to play The Last of Us.
So the show is very good. The show is so good. My wife is loving the show. She is always, she's a big like horror fan. She loved Game of Thrones, so she already was like Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey, I'm in. We've seen Fringe, so she was like Anna Torv, I'm in. We are Parks and Rec people, so she saw Nick Offerman as Bill, and she was like, I'm in.
Mhm.
So she was in after the first scene in the first episode where the doctor is talking about, you know, all this floral fungal stuff. Like she was in.
Cordyceps.
We very much
Toad.
have enjoyed the first two episodes. It's making me kind of want to go back and play through the game now, especially now that Court last week said that the stuff I didn't like about the game was kind of retooled. So I'm debating getting it in March when it comes out on PC, so I can sit here on my beautiful PC and play it. Because I went through my PlayStation Plus collection and noticed I didn't have it. So, like, come on, Tony, what are you doing?
Well, no, it's there. You have to go into if you go into it's not the newer version. It's just the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah, it's like it's the first of 10 releases that they put out for it.
Yeah,
Just the first version.
it's amazing.
The last.
It's the best.
It's not The
game.
Last of Us.
It's one of the
It's
best
just
games
the
of all time.
last. So we have very much enjoyed it. We haven't watched it yet on actually watched it on Sunday, but we've very much enjoyed it and makes me kind of want to go back and play it. Honestly, there were two things on the second episode that I really hated. The
Yes.
first was the Boston skyline because I'm from Boston, and I was like, first off, the state capitals, the land around the state capital is not that flat. Stop it.
Okay,
That is not
second
the
of
city of
all,
Boston.
Calgary, they did their best. All right,
I know.
Yeah,
And
but they put
third
the
of
clock
all-
tower in there. It was like crazy.
they had
And
to
third of
because there's a
all-
giant space needle in Calgary that they had to cover up.
And third of all, there's no such thing as the Bostonian Museum, and that irritated me so much.
No,
Because
because
I'm
that building that's the building outside of the where the massacre was, where the sewer grate is, right?
Yeah, but it's not called the Bostonian
No, I know it's
Museum.
no,
and
I
hate
know,
it.
and you can't go inside it, and like it's nothing. It's just that
But
street
the
corner.
state house.
Yeah, well, you can go in it, but it's not what they're showing in the show. What Pez is talking about, like there's no
Yeah.
museum. It's literally just across from Faneuil Hall. It's just a thing.
Yeah, street level, I was like, okay, this show looks awesome. Skyline, I said, I mean, I know what the skyline of the city I grew
It's
up in
not
looks
it.
like, and
But the
that's just
guardrails,
like-
the guardrails
that-
were good. The thick
Yeah.
rails, I
Yeah.
thought that was a good detail. But like the skyline, it was weird.
it's just nitpicky stuff from someone who is,
You are a nitpicky
Bostonian.
person.
yeah. Listen,
Mind you, the second episode was so much off the game, like wasn't the game compared to the first episode. Like the fact that at the end of the first episode we saw that skyline and me and Waba both were like, "Oh, they're gonna go in the building." No, they're gonna go
No.
around it, and we're not gonna see the clickers like we're supposed to for the first time. And then we see the clickers in the museum like they are in the game, but at the same time, like a lot of it wasn't what we saw in the game. Like it was so much not the game in the second, but it was done by Neil Druckmann. Like Neil Druckmann directed this episode. And the third episode they're saying is just all Bill.
Good.
ooh,
I mean, I'm excited to see what they do. I don't mind the changes they've made. They're definitely different. I would say I prefer the game more, but I don't that doesn't mean I dislike the show. I think it's interesting because for people like, well, few of us who have played it, it makes it more it keeps you guessing more because you're not just like, okay, it's going to play out exactly the same. No, it's going to be a little different, and that lets you enjoy I don't know, lets you be a little surprised. And Court, they actually started doing one thing that you had hoped and predicted is that in the beginning of each episode, we're going to be getting a preview of what happened before
I
everything went
want
down.
it so bad.
And they are probably as good as all the performances. That world building is probably my favorite part, and it's because it's new and exciting.
I am disappointed. I heard that this episode originally, so this episode was only an hour. Originally, it was an hour and a half, and half an hour of it was going to be was shot. So I'm hoping we get in like deleted scenes. Like if there's going to be a Blu-ray edition of this, you're goddamn right, I'm buying it. And I'm hoping that they show it because there's a Tess scenes that are not there, showing her husband, and her son. They become infected, and she kills her husband, and she breaks down and can't kill her kid, so she locks the kid in the basement. It was all filmed, so I really want to see this. So that was supposed to be in it, and then they didn't put it in. And I think it would have added more. You keep stop looking at the chat.
I can't. You're talking about something really serious, and someone in chat goes, the other half hour is actually on Games Pass, and I didn't mean to smile when you were talking about Tessa's awful history, and I realized this is part of my 3-part apology. I realized that I smiled and laughed during a very sad topic.
Yeah, I'm literally talking about her
I'm
not being able
sorry,
to
I
kill her
wasn't.
kids,
I wasn't laughing at that. He said it was on
He's
Game
talking about her. Court's talking about Tess locking her son in, her infected zombie child, excuse me, in a basement, and Wab is just smiling like a psychopath.
But they also delved into the hive mind aspect of this, which is not in the game. There is no hive mind in the game, like the clickers and all that. They're all not interwoven and interconnected. But in this, they are. So I'm really interested to see how that progresses. And I guess Bella Ramsey has let the cat out of the bag that there will be a second season.
Whoa! Really?
She's she said that likely a second season, and I guess they're already casting Abby, and a lot of people are.
I don't want that season.
Can I throw a name out there for Abby?
Don't want. I would say season 2. Last of Us Part 2 is 2 seasons because that's a long ass game.
I'm not emotionally ready for it.
Can I throw out a casting idea for Abby? Cobra Kai's very own Peyton List.
Well, so a lot of people are saying her or the girl from Black Widow, from the Avengers
Florence
movies.
Pugh.
Oh, Florence. Yeah. Oh,
yes.
Her. She's awesome.
See, everybody's saying it'll probably be her. But whatever.
I mean, whoever they pick is going to be great.
Exactly. Like it's so far the casting has done phenomenal job. Kudos to Neil Druckmann and the guy from Chernobyl. Don't know his name. Because I don't care about the Oscars or anything like that.
Yeah, shocker. We were talking in chat. I'm like, hey, do you guys want to talk about the Oscars? Because the thing came out, and Pez like, I don't care. And Court's like, I do not care. And then Pez puts it out in the tweet. I'm like,
nope.
Well, that was a drive-by.
I didn't do that.
Court did it.
You did that? And now Court's got me blaming Pez for something he did.
Wow. Pez even was like, what are you talking about? And then I said, check Twitter. And then he laughed.
Yeah. Okay, well, both of you are just degens.
I didn't do anything.
You made me do it.
Yeah, not this time, but you will.
God, you know what?
You're bound to.
Now I'm gonna taking names.
Well, if I'm gonna get yelled at for something, I'm gonna do it.
But we didn't yell at you. We just made fun of you. There's a difference.
Vendettas.
I'm fragile.
But I'm very this is the first show in a long time that usually when the shows come out, even the Marvel ones, I let them go and I watch them when I watch them. I don't want to miss a beat. I don't want to miss a thing. It's in all your heads now. You're all thinking it. Even when I dream of you,
Yeah.
the sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, baby.
Ben Affleck's walking the cookie up her stomach.
Taking the gazelle going down into the vagina.
That's
what happens.
Oh, Ben
That's very
Affleck.
scientific. Any final thoughts before we
It's
wrap
very
up?
moist down there.
Oh God. I guess not. I guess not now.
How about final thought? Tip 22%. Why not? Live a little.
No.
What?
I don't know. I just was thinking of a random final thought.
Final
Folks.
thought. Play Fire Emblem. It's a good game.
Cool.
There you go.
Fair. Boom. Folks, if you
Yeah.
had fun, make sure to subscribe to us on youtube.com/3dads and a console. You can watch us live and you can make us laugh during court talking about some character's grief. And then yeah, I just got exposed. Thanks. But no, that was funny. And also yeah, check us out on audio as well. Throw us in your car.
Yeah,
subscribe
check
to
us out in the audio.
Yeah, why not? Also too, a bunch of fun things we're going to be doing coming up. I'm getting the PlayStation Edge tomorrow, so I'm going to be doing a unboxing and impressions on that.
It's called a DualSense Edge. Why don't you call it
DualSense
correctly?
Edge. I've been told it's going to make me a better gamer, so I'm really putting a lot of my eggs in that basket for qualifying.
I
for the
wanted one,
GWC.
and I asked someone's opinion on it, and they were like, "You play on easy mode. You're good."
Yeah, if I spend money, it'll make me a better gamer. No, I'm really excited.
Wasn't wrong. Like
No,
honestly,
I'm
it's the
very
best
excited
answer
for
I
it.
could've heard.
I'm actually really excited for it. So I'll be able to give my impressions on that as well. We have a bunch of reviews that are going to be coming up soon. We've been given a lot of opportunities, so stay tuned for that. We'll be announcing it on Twitter, and in 2 weeks we're going to be talking about on this show, we're going to be talking about hi-fi. So stay tuned. We're gonna do a video review too, but we're all gonna be able to talk about it. That's gonna be a topic. 2 weeks, big market tease. So if you haven't played, make sure you play. We're gonna have played and finished the game.
It'd be like
and
a
that
book
way you
club.
get to part of it. It is. It's
All
like a
this-
book club.
All the
Except for
socials
you-
right there on the screen. Follow them.
Except unless you play PlayStation or Nintendo and kick rocks.
I play both.
At least on that topic. Thank you folks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time. See you next week.
Bye.